When I was younger, one of my favorite toys was the Mr. Potato Head, probably from my obsession with Toy Story. I would give it all different lips and outfits, and sometimes I would even put the legs where the arms would go and the arms where the legs should go. At the time, I just thought it was funny, but now I wonder, how do our arms and legs know where and how to develop?
If we take it down to basics, we'd say that you have a good head on your shoulders simply because your genes told your body to put it there. Scientists know a lot about animal and human development from studying the development of fruit flies. You might ask yourself why we care, as long as they're not in our kitchen, right? However, scientists have learned a lot about human development and human genes from studying the development of fruit flies. In fact, many genes involved in fruit fly development are very similar to those that are important for human development. Oddly enough, finding flies that have feet coming out of their heads has led scientists to discover genes that are important in human development.
Two particular scientists, Christian Nusslein-Volhard and Erich Wieschaus, won the Nobel Prize for their work on fruit fly development. To study development, they mutated fruit fly genes. To mutate a gene, you break it and disrupt its ability to do its regular job. When you break it, you can then see what it was used for. For example, if you were trying to find out how a car worked, you may break a piece of it, say the gas pedal, and then you would notice the car starts but doesn't move. Therefore, you could tell the gas pedal is used to make the car go. You can then figure out the normal job or function of a part by breaking it and seeing what goes wrong.
This is the method Nusslein-Volhard and Wieschaus used to study fly development. After they mutated the flies, they examined their offspring for a particular mistake, such as having a missing part or having two posterior ends. Yes, they found some flies that were born with two butts and no head. They put the mutant offspring into categories based on what they looked like. They found mutant flies that had changes in every segment, changes in every other segment, or changes in a particular group of segments. Each fly was placed in a respective category.
There are three types of segmentation genes that are expressed in the following order. Gap genes are expressed early in development in broad regions. Parallel genes are expressed later in development to define the edge of the individual segments. The segment polarity genes, however, are expressed even later in development to create a head-to-tail direction within the individual segments. All these genes are primer paint for the next set of gene products that will help put the final touch on the fly. Later, in Drosophila development, the homeotic genes are expressed.
Homeotic genes control the final development of individual segments in a Drosophila embryo. The segmentation genes will set up the boundaries of the fruit fly body, but it is the homeotic genes which can place the final determination of these segments into specific structures like antennae or legs. This ensures that we do not have legs sticking out of our heads.
But wait, there's more. Not only did their research lead to great discoveries about flies, their research can also be applied to medicine that affect us as people. For example, one of the fly genes is called hedgehog because it made the fly extra hairy.
Humans also have a very similar gene. Believe it or not, it is called sonic hedgehog, or SHH. When the human hedgehog gene, sonic hedgehog, is less active than it's supposed to be, it leads to diseases in which people are born with too many fingers or have other serious health problems. Yet if the human hedgehog gene becomes too active, it can result in cancer. Because the sonic hedgehog gene also tells the cells how often to divide, then if you have too much of this gene, you get overdivision of cells, which can become tumors. So these experiments that were done to study the development of the fruit fly taught us something about how humans develop. They also help us learn about human genes that cause cancer and that can help doctors to treat the cancer and thus help people with cancer get treatment.
As you can tell, a lot goes into what makes you who you are, starting at when you are just an embryo.